Hey guys, welcome to today's Google Ads optimization video with me, Brent Hamill. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how you can optimize your Google Ads campaign at the location level. This is a really powerful strategy I do not see implemented with Google ad campaigns very often. I've only seen a handful with my over 15 years of experience within Google Ads. So this is going to be very powerful for you because it's going to give you a leg up on all your competitors. Specifically, what I'm going to be showing you is how to identify those key target areas and cities that are driving huge conversions at low cost per acquisition for you, and how you can change the bid adjustment, allowing you to bid more in those areas, driving you more conversions and more profit for your business. On the other hand, what about those low performing areas that are driving huge traffic numbers, not driving many conversions, and the CPA is high? I'm going to show you how you can lower your bids on those particular areas, overall improving the performance of your campaign, lowering that cost per acquisition, driving up profit. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode because it's going to be hugely beneficial, and I'm going to enjoy presenting it. So bear with me as I jump over to my computer and we get stuck into today's tutorial. Hey guys, here we are back at my computer. And just before we get started, really quickly, if you've got any questions about today's tutorial or feedback, be it good or bad, whip down to that YouTube comment section below and drop me a line. I answer them all by myself, either with a video or with a long detailed description. So it's hugely beneficial, and I really do appreciate the feedback, and it helps me improve the content and deliverability of this content for you, as it's free and I'm not that good at presenting it, I don't feel like just yet. Also, don't forget to click that subscribe button because this content's free. Many people have told me that it's hugely beneficial, and you'll get updates on when I release new content just like this. So with all that kind of fun stuff pushed to one side, let's jump in to the actual actionable tactics and strategies for today. So here we are at a Google Ads campaign. This is a client campaign, so you're going to see a hell of a lot of data that's blurred out because that's the morally and ethical thing to do. So what we want to do here is first off check the settings. Now, settings for each of your campaigns are very important based on location. This is a huge mistake that I see made time and time again. So what you want to do is head over to settings, pick a campaign. So I'm just going to pick a random campaign, and we want to click onto settings. Now what we want to do at the settings page is come over to the locations tab. We want to click this location options tab, and the drop down menu, we want to make sure that people in your targeted locations are seeing your ad. By default, Google does this little sneaky thing where they say people in or who show interest in your targeted locations. So that means that someone in Australia, if you're in the United States, searches for accountant, New York, or some kind of acronym or something to do with the United States, your ad could show. It could be someone in the state of Florida and you're in New York. You might be showing an ad for someone that is not geographically relevant to your product or service because they had added something that is relevant to your geographical area. Now that may be somewhat applicable to you, but by and most part, it is not applicable to you. And if it is, you want to be setting up a campaign that's specifically catering for those people that are outside of your core geographical area that may be searching for services or product in your geographical area. Now that's a little bit of a mouthful, and I'm going to cover that kind of campaign in a later video. But that is not the core essence of this tutorial in today. But it's a very important setting that you want to make sure that you have correct. So here we are at a Google Ads campaign. Now this is the dummy campaign that I've been using for this Google Ads optimization video series. It has no conversion data, but it's still useful. I'm going to jump back to a client just in a moment that actually has conversion data. I'm going to show you this because this might be a representation of what you have in your locations tab. So you want to do this at the campaign level, not at the account level. So you don't want to you don't want to put all your campaigns under the one umbrella and evaluate them as a whole. You want to evaluate them individually. So if you come into a campaign, you've selected it here on the left, and you come down and click the locations tab, you can see that targeted locations we have here are just the United States, 2,000 clicks, etc., and what have you. So what we can see here is that we actually have no bid adjustments here for any particular targeted locations. Now we want to fix that. We want to find the locations that are performing well and increase the bid adjustments there, and also identify the regions and cities that are performing poorly and lower the bid adjustments there. So here's an example. So here we have a client that has spent £76,000 just in this one campaign, and we can see that the United Kingdom is the largest targeted location. So by default, these added locations aren't targeted. Now what you want to do, because you won't have any conversion data or any targeted data, or so you'll have conversion data, I hope. If you don't, that's a big problem. But because you won't have any targeted locations, what we need to do is come over to the geographical report. Now we want to go on user location report because it gives us a sense of what the user locations are doing. Now we want to come into click on the country, and we want to click at the city level. Now what we have here is a whole heap of clicks and just added metrics based upon the cities of the country that we just clicked upon. Now it's not terribly useful because we don't have any conversion data. So we want to come over to columns, click conversions. We want conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate, and that'll pretty much do us for that. Now we want to click apply. We can save that information if we like. Now what we can see here is some really interesting information. So we can see that London gets the majority of clicks, but the cost per conversion is nowhere near the best. Glasgow performs quite poorly, but as we scroll down, we can see some very good, like Hull, for instance, performing exceptionally well with no bid adjustment. So we want to identify these areas and make note, because we want to be making bid adjustments based upon the cities that are performing well. Now to do this, we can create a filter. Now to create the filter, what we want to do is click add filter. We want to click conversions, and we want to go with cost per conversion. Now we want to say conversions that are equal to or lower than, we'll just say £35, and we click apply. Now all this information here is providing us, this tab here is providing us with all the cities that are providing conversions at a rate lower than £35 per conversion. So these are desirable areas, and we can see here there's some errors, and this is why this campaign has been paused. Is that Edinburgh, for instance, is providing very good cost per conversions at 11 conversions at a 23.5 cost per conversion. So that's doing quite well. We can see Plymouth here again, a very good cost per conversion for this campaign. Now Plymouth might be performing poorly for other campaigns, for instance. So we need to monitor that and evaluate that on the campaign level. I cannot stress that enough. So with that being said, what we want to do is we want to get even more specific. So we want to add another filter, and we want to only deal with clicks or cities that have clicks more than, let's say, 75. So that'll make this list even smaller. So now we know that there's cities here that have had a couple of conversions, that have had more than 75 visits, and that have had ideally more than 2 conversions. So I'm just giving you examples here, so we can say 2 or more conversions, and that starts to give us a really good indication of very good performing cities. So for instance, all these cities here have well and truly over 75 clicks, and that have had provided us more than 2 conversions, and that have also provided us at a cost per conversion of £35 or less. So these are all cities that we want to be bidding more to, and we can see, as I mentioned before, some errors. So what we want to do is we want to select all these locations, and we want to select edit, and we want to add targets and set bid adjustments. So we want to increase the bid adjustment maybe just 15% for example, and we would click save. Now I'm not going to do that because this is a client's account, even though that this campaign is paused. So here we are back again at the naked data level. I've removed all the filters, and what we want to do now is find poor performing cities. So what we do here is, again, we create very similar filters. We want to create a cost per conversion filter. We want it to equal to or higher than £35, or let's just say 40. We'll say £40. This is purely hypothetical, not related to this client, purely for educational purposes. We also want to just say that the person, the city has had to have had, let's just say 4 conversions or more. We're not going to use a traffic filter at this level. So here we have really poor performing cities. And unfortunately, what we can see here is London is not performing very well at all. We can also see Glasgow not performing well, Birmingham, which has also got a decreased bid adjustment there, which is fantastic. And so what we want to do here is just, again, select all these. We want to click edit, add targets, and set bid adjustment. We want to change this to decrease this time, and we might want to say we want to decrease by 30%. Now you can calculate the bid adjustment, and to do that, it's very, very simple. So to work out this percentage, what we want to do is grab the number. So let's just say round it off at £46, and let's say our desired CPA is 30. So what we can do is jump over to percentagecalculator.net, and we want to go from £46 down to £30. And so the bid adjustment would be 34%. So we come back over, and we would do this at the individual level. Yes, it's a bit more work, but it's more relevant, more specific to each and every city. So we would click that, and we would click decrease by 34%. Press save, and that should bring us into that desired CPA range of approximately 30%. So this is what you can do at the location level. It doesn't take too long, and this is something that you, depending upon how much traffic you get through your Google Ads campaign, this is something you want to be doing on the monthly level at the very least. Now, if you're getting tons of traffic and you're spending, well and truly over $20,000 or £20,000 per month, you want to be doing this. This is per campaign, sorry. You want to be doing this on the bi-weekly or 3-weekly level, or at the monthly level. Now, if you're not getting as much data, you want to be doing this at the quarterly level or the 2-monthly level at the very least. So I hope this has been really insightful and really helpful, and gives you some actionable insights for you and your business and your Google Ads campaign. Now, with that being said, if you want to have a chat about your Google Ad campaigns, free of charge, there's no obligation, it's purely educational based conversation with me. We have a chat over Skype. It allows me to have a look at your campaigns and give you some actionable insights there and then that you can do yourself. I call them educational phone calls because I learn just as much from you as you hopefully do from me. I like to have a chat to you about what you do in your business, how you've gone about it, how you're growing, the problems, and I learn from you in that way. So it's fantastic in that sense. And if you want to do that, just jump over to my website at brenhamel.com, scroll down to the bottom, fill out this form. Again, there's no obligation. I'm not trying to sell you anything or anything of that nature. It's just a really enjoyable conversation. With that being said, don't forget to click subscribe so you get more videos just like this from me. Also, I would really appreciate if you have any questions about this tutorial, drop a line down in the YouTube comment section below. If you have any feedback about how I can improve the deliverability or the technical aspects of this video, I would really appreciate that too. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this Google Ads optimization video. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.